Yo, howdy, ho, Ranger Joe, what is up? It's your boy Zack Miller. I got the right microphone connected, which makes me super excited to mean that you guys can hear me perfectly. I don't know what word I want to use, but it's a lot better when I forget, because that happens a lot. You want to see what the microphone looks like? It was actually spinning on its own. That was kind of cool. I'm probably getting a new microphone soon because I'm going to become a big boy, and that's what big boys do. They get new microphones. No, there's this microphone that I've been wanting to get. It's a Rode Podcaster. I just haven't done it yet, and I think it'll be the next thing. But here it is right now. Little blue snowball. Hi. Gets the job done, which is all that matters. What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me today. Zack Miller Live. Episode, edition, document, video 28. 2 and a 5. So, I have no idea what I'm going to say today. And so I'm thinking like, okay, what can I say? What should I do today? And then I was like, you know what? I have told everyone that basically around 2 o'clock every weekday, you should expect me. And so hopefully what happens is you start to tune in around these times each and every day. You're setting expectations. And so even if you don't have something to talk about, you need to push out something because you've told the world, hey, expect this thing at this time on this date. And if you really think about it, it's super smart. So what's your favorite TV show? Doesn't matter what it is, right? The point is, you know when it's on TV. Let's say it's The Simpsons. So every Sunday at 7, and it's been like that, or 8, whenever it is. And it's been like that for ever. The Price is Right. 11 a.m. every day, every weekday. So consistency is really important. So often, people are trying to figure out, like, okay, like, how do I get noticed? Well, one of the main things that I have found is that when you are providing information to someone, if you can get them on a schedule so that they can expect you at a specific time each and every day, you're more likely to get them to come back. So some of the things we have kind of, I think, figured out that around this time every day, I should go live, basically. Zack Miller Live every day, sometime around 2 o'clock, right? Eastern Standard Time is when it goes live. Then it goes in other mediums as well. And so if we were smart, what we would do, because we don't do this yet, is we could start marketing around this, because I think we were trying to figure out what time was going to work. And after almost 6 weeks, 6 full weeks of information, we've realized that, after 4 o'clock doesn't work. The 9 to 10 o'clock, even though our most watched video was in that time frame, it also was 4+ hours of content. And there was a lot of hype and build up to it. So it's an outlier, so you can't necessarily look at that information. The other time frame that looks like it's pretty good too is the 11:30 time frame. So I guess if in theory it makes sense, right? People are about to go to work, or people are about to go to lunch. So those that are at work aren't really thinking about working. So for all of you guys on a team, us business owners know that you're not working at those times. And that's A-okay. Scott Janae, what's up, my brother? Thanks for buying a book. David, Amber, thank you for being here today. But consistency, right? So if you tell someone, hey, I'm going to do this thing, and then you don't, well, what do you think their thoughts about you are in that situation? So let's say that I meet someone for the first time. I meet Scott Janae, and I say, hey, I'm going to follow up with you and provide you this thing at this specific time, this proposal, this invoice, this message, whatever it should be. Shalom. Whatever it is. And then I never do it. You've set an expectation that you're going to do something and then you don't do it. So that person then has negative perceptions about you. They have negative feelings about you. They think that you're inadequate, that you are not able to do the task that you said that you would. This is interesting though. Okay. So I don't know whether you're in sales or not. Life is about a series of kind of sales funnels, right? Business principles. It's really what Anomaly is about, right? The book. And so it's putting business principles to life. And so if you think about it, how often have you been to a networking event, met someone, gotten their business card, and then never heard from them again? Raise your hand. Bam. Probably a lot. I know that it has happened to me many a times. I've been to meetings before with like 70 and 80 people networking where I got to get in front of people, gave everyone my business card and said, hey, I'd love to provide this value to you. All you have to do is reach back out to me. Guess what that answer is? 0. My point is this, is that over 80% of people meet someone, get their contact information, but only 20% actually follow back up. Sure, business cards are unnecessary. It was one of my rants of the day on 5 Dice Friday last week, Scott. I don't think they're necessary. Having a great relationship with someone is what's important. If you can't get that great relationship, if you can't have that wonderful conversation, your business card really is it doesn't matter. I don't even know. I'm looking for a business card on my desk. This is all I can find. Here's another one. This one actually is of someone. Here's my plug of the day. Eric Ball, business owner. I got his contact information. But the thing is this. If I don't follow back up with that person, if I didn't have a great... If I didn't show up, that's the first thing, right? Show up, introduce yourself. Then have a wonderful conversation with people, right? I remember the first time I met... best to offer to text. What does that mean? Not asking for a business card. Explain that again, Scott. So... if you don't show up and you want to meet people, guess what? That's not going to happen. Number 2 is if you show up and then are an idiot to someone, basically what's going to happen is they're not going to like you. So even if you get their business card or they get yours, they're not going to follow up because they're going to think that you're a donkey and they didn't like that conversation, right? But then most people, only 20% of people actually follow up with the people that they met in a relationship. I mean, think about that. All the time, people are like, well, thank you for following up. I'm like, I told you I was going to do that. It's literally about expectations. So if you say that you are going to do something, do it, right? So I say that I'm going to, every weekday, go live and provide some sort of value to you, my friends. So if I don't do that, you're going to start thinking, where'd he go? Is he believable? Is he trustworthy? He's lying. He told me he was going to do this and he hasn't. Even if it's super hard, I have to do this every day because I told you I was going to. You want to be the anomaly? Just do what you say you're going to do. In this world, how many people actually do that now? Not a lot. Whispering Zach. So Scott says, so when you meet someone, offer to text them versus ask for a card. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Getting a phone call, not going to answer it because I am talking with you guys. He should be watching me right now, actually. So, set expectations. So that could be like with this show, making sure that it's consistent in going out every day, every weekday. It will not ever be every day because I have a family and weekends I'm going to spend with them. And weeknights and all that other stuff too. But then also follow up with it. So if you tell someone that you're going to send them a weekly email, a weekly newsletter saying, hey, I'm going to provide you this thing every time, then do it. Because then they start expecting it, right? A lot of the emails that you get from a mass email perspective, they're probably at the same time on that frequency, right? So what is it? Wednesday. Right now it's Wednesday about 2:00. So that means if someone is going to expect, so Scott runs a couple Allstate agencies in his area, right? So if he has a newsletter, or Nick Sutton runs Digital Lens Rental, if he has a newsletter and he says that every week on Tuesday at 11 o'clock, we're going to send you the best tips and tricks for whatever your customers are looking for. So insurance stuff, it could be stuff on best ways to do stuff with cameras and photography, best locations for photography. The content literally does not matter. What matters is that you tell someone that you're going to do something and then you actually do it. Right? I mean, that is literally all you have to do. If you want to be seen in this world, show up, make a great first impression, set expectations, and then do it. So when I meet with someone and there's the next step, guess what? I tell them, hey, this is what's going to happen. You should expect this. Right? So I'm meeting this morning. I told this person, I'm going to follow up with you with this information. If I don't follow up with that information, I look like a donkey. That person loses trust in me. Bye, Scott. Like a follow-up phone call. Hate when those never happen. Oh, I'll call you back. Oh, I'll hit you up. And then they never do. No, I'm not saying like be, and I love doing this because it's so funny. I'm not saying be the annoying cable company or the annoying internet provider. I'm saying meet someone, have a great conversation, provide value, and then follow up with them like you said you were. If you never tell them that you're going to follow up, then sure, you don't have to. Right? But if you set an expectation, do it. Right? So we used to do a weekly email called the Hatch Weekly. It went out every Monday at like 9:15 a.m. We no longer do it. But for like 5 years, we sent out this email. And basically it was a curated list of events in the area where I live. But we retired it because I wanted to focus on other things. I said this before, retirement is not a 4-letter word. It's actually okay to do. I always tell people, if you go to a networking event and you meet someone, you get their card and do nothing else with it, why did you even go? Why are you going to a networking event expecting the sale that day? It does not happen like that. It will never happen like that. Okay, yes, there's always an outlier. Zach, but I went to this networking event and it worked. Cool. I'm glad that it did. But most of the time, you're not going to make sales on day one. So stop trying, right? When you ask someone out for the first time, maybe they say no. And you have to follow up. Maybe when you're trying to get into a certain specific school or a specific job, right? You have to be persistent. You don't have to be annoying. I'm not saying be annoying. I'm just saying, don't be a donkey. Set an expectation and meet that expectation. Do what you said you were going to do, right? So basically every day, I keep saying that, every weekday you're going to get something. So with my podcast, every Tuesday and Friday, there's new episodes, right? New episode on Tuesday and Friday around 10 a.m., actually every 10 a.m., and people can expect a long-form interview, conversation, each and every time. We are trying to figure out, not we, but the world is trying to figure out, like, why isn't this working? Like, just set expectations and do it. Or if you don't set an expectation, then you don't have to do it, right? I just think that so often people are questioning why something isn't working and you haven't made it a habit to someone, right? People love to tune into this show because it's the most amazing content of their afternoon. I know that to be somewhat true for some people, somewhat false for others. That's fine. If Nick is watching, he's probably laughing, saying this is ridiculous. Yes, but you're watching. No, I appreciate Nick. I appreciate his effort. I appreciate where digital lens rental has gone and where it will go. I'm excited to see him do it because I know he's putting in a lot of effort, time, money, and it's exciting to see his success. But we need to do a better job of training people what to expect, right? Sense of urgency. Hey, you're going to miss this if you don't be a part of this. Those are fun stuff. So be consistent. Set an expectation and hit it every single time. You can be a couple minutes off, but just don't miss it. You can probably come up with something pretty quickly to make sure that you don't miss it. There is something so powerful about saying, okay, like one of my favorite, this is probably the only thing on YouTube that I'll actually consistently watch. It's the show. I don't watch it at the same time every week, but it's a show called Hot Ones, led by Sean Evans, the second best interviewer in the world. I'm the first. And they eat hot wings with other guests. It comes out every Thursday at 11 o'clock. The reason I say this is because they learned that consistency is there. So I think at one point they were like, it's going to be on this day every day or every week. And then they were like, if we can tell people to come at 11, that buildup of viewings is higher at that point, and then it's kind of manipulating the algorithm of the system because everyone's tuning in to watch at that point. Nothing, if you really think about this, nothing in the world is really changing. We're just reusing processes that worked before on new digital technologies. So this whole thing about setting an expectation and pushing it out at the same time, from a frequency standpoint, has been around literally forever. But now people are tuning in and recognizing that, maybe this is happening. Maybe I should tell people when to watch this every time instead of them being like, when could I come back? So that frequency is important, right? And so look at what other people are doing and try and replicate that process, not the content, the process, right? Chick-fil-A decided to have the double drive-through lanes. People started doing that. Panera made it super easy and convenient to order just a drink in the restaurant. Now other places are doing that. You're not stealing the content. You're copying the process. You're leveraging the process. It makes sense. Tell someone you're going to do something and do it. That's it. Episode 28 of Zack Miller Live is in the books. Appreciate all of your time today. If you're watching this later and you guys have questions, feel free to comment and comment and comment. Until tomorrow, episode 29 of Zack Miller Live. This is episode 28 of the most original named show ever. Zack Miller Live, also ZML for short. Ooh, I like that. I hate it, actually. Peace. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, sometime around 2 o'clock, because that's what I promised. Peace.